Hey, Criminal.
Oh, here we go. And we're live.
We're live for sure now?
Yeah, there it goes.
3, 2.
Jimbo's footage. This is Payalo.
This is Goldie.
What's up, Mr. Criminal? It's your homeboy Steven Lujan.
And it's your homeboy Ricardo giving a shout out.
Yo, what's cracking? It's me, Alvino.
This is Veronica.
It's Monica from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Calling in from the San Fernando Valley.
Calling from Montebello.
Already on Wicked Boulevard every weekend.
Out from Denver, Colorado.
From South Central Los Angeles.
And I see all my gente out there low riding to this
Crime Family Network podcast.
motherfucking Mr. Criminal on air live.
Support the new Crime Family Network podcast.
And we appreciate all the love.
Entertainment.
And I'm supporting the Crime Family Network podcast.
22 million impressions in the last 30 days. Mr. Criminal on air live, the most realest and most active podcast on the West Coast. You know how we do it, coming from the southern side, representing my brothers right here, black and brown connecting. About to introduce some legendary movements that we're about to make. It's gonna be the first time done. And I'm just trying to smoke and get used to the news, the headlines. We've been going viral all over the place, Critical.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling today, my G?
Feeling great, man. How you been?
I'm feeling blessed, homie.
Yes, sir.
When you stay the topic of conversation, you know you're doing something right. And God out here leading the way, so you know can't nothing stop what we doing, homie. And it's a celebration, 2023 Crime Family Entertainment, Mr. Criminal on air live. And tonight I would like to bring 2 guests to the table. You guys see me messing with the homie for many years. You will get smashed with the homie. OG Coca Loke, my homeboy Cocaine is in the building tonight. Along with the homie Ted. What's poppin'? We got the homie Ted right here representing Sugarcane is in the building right here. What's poppin', homie? Talk to him.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Let him know what's good, homies.
Man, Mr. Criminal, what's good with you, baby?
We
Glad
right
to
here
be here.
smoking, chilling. I heard some previews to what we about to play tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys hit them upside the head with this. It's a West Coast classic.
Yeah.
I think they don't know what we're gonna do tonight. So Mr. Criminal on air live, no promo. We pulled up on the day that we usually don't go live, but we are. And tonight we're giving you guys a treat. We got the homie Cocaine in the building. We got the homie Ted representing Sugar Free. And the project is called Sugarcane. You wanna speak on it real quick, OGs?
Well, it's one of those things that been 25 years in the making, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, coming from Pomona, you know, Pomona legends, a lot of people for years been asking us to put this project together, but, you know, for some reason, we couldn't connect. You know what I mean? But Ted had the master plan down, and he said, it's time, fellas. So we put it together 25 years later, you know, and I tell everybody, ain't no substitution for good music or giving up on your dreams. And this is one of the albums that we always wanted to put together because we so zany on our individual shit. And for us to put it together, you know, Sugarcane, it's really a motherfucking supernova right now.
Hell yeah. What's your idea on the whole thing coming together, Ted? Speak on how you helped put the project together. Everybody knows you've been working with the homie Sugar Free for years. Explain a little bit of your background and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, this is Teddy Ball, Game Theist, man. I've been with Sugar Free for like really close to 30 years now. Been working with Cocaine, Snoop, a bunch of people, Mac 10, Dub C, Quick, bunch of cats, man. You know what I'm saying, in the game. And, you know, as far as Sugarcane go, Sugarcane is something that we've been, like Coco spoke of, that we've been trying to do for, you know, over 25 years now. But you know how God is. When it's time for him to put it together, it just come together like that, you know?
Right.
And that's how it happened. You know, when we started rolling it out, it just was just track after track after track after track, and it was hit after hit after hit. There's no skip throughs on this joint. You know what I'm saying? I think we probably have 1 or 2 joints that we decided that we weren't gonna put on there, but that was it. You know what I'm saying? They just came together like peaches and herb. You know what I'm saying?
Real tough, real tough.
And
real tough.
what does that mean to Coca Loke to represent P-Town with your brother Sugar Free? You guys both been representing and pushing this P shit for years, and now to be able to stand together and make history the way you guys are doing. Explain a little bit of that, Cocaine.
Well, it's ironic, man, because we always had a Compton brother in the midst. When I checked into the game in 1989, there was a Compton brother in the midst. That was Eazy-E Wright. You know what I mean? So here we are. 30-some odd years later, another Compton brother in the midst. So in the CPT, we the promoter, you know what I mean? And it made sense, you know what I mean? The dynamics of this project and the anticipation, you know what I mean? When we see the streets and see the effect it have on people, it's just amazing. And we're very grateful, you know what I mean? Because we always wanted to put this project, you heard us all on the last meal, on a lot of projects, you know what I mean? And this particular project, it's not really the industry champion, it's the people's champion. Because we sell records to the people.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? The people are the most important in the streets. And right now, man, it's so much of an honor to be able to ride and have that camaraderie with your childhood homie. Because me and Sugar Free grew up together. He was Royal Rock D, I was Jay Golden. Damn. To make funny of my eyes and shit. So for us to see us years later and another Compton brother is in the mix, it's just a beautiful thing because it's touching the landscape hard, homie. And we grateful, man. A lot of people is really taken to this project. And one of the things that's good about this ism with this project is that it's interjected with comedy. Whenever you have some type of comedy into the situation, it really makes people enjoy the project. And when you hear Sugar Free, in my humble opinion, he's the king of one-liners right now. Ain't nobody fucking with my homeboy when it comes to that. And ain't nobody fucking with Cocaine when it comes to these funky-ass hooks.
Straight up.
So together, when we come and do what we're doing, it's just like Voltron, man. It makes sense. It's touching the landscape. And we taking an old-school approach because we have got away from the authenticity of good music and sound and mixing. Things got dumbed down when the streaming came in and the digital part. And it's cool to utilize that. I'm not turning that down. But we putting it back on the map where it belongs. Hard copies. We got the vinyl on the way because it's a real resurgent. It's like, I dare anybody to try to put an autograph on a digital copy. I'll wait.
Wow. Now, what's your view on moving forward into like the metaverse and NFTs and all that, and like how Snoop was doing them albums and doing the Death Row project with NFTs? Do you believe in that and moving forward in the future? Or you don't?
I mean, that's cool, but I see a lot of fools wearing Chuck Taylors that came out in 1940 and 50. Why fix it if it ain't broke, pimpin'?
Damn good point, homie.
You understand what I'm saying? People use Rolling Six Foes.
Straight
In
up.
fact, the whole world's Rolling Six Foes. They didn't come out in 1989, or they came out in the 50s and the 60s. So there's a lot of things that people try to reinvent the wheel, but you can't reinvent the wheel when it hit home. So us pushing these CDs is really resonating, not just from California perspective, but from the whole world, because people, Ted, you can relate, people are excited to get an autographed copy from Sugar Free and Cocaine. And the way the project is rolled out, man, shout out to Gato Macarena. He done did we gave him the vision, B, Ted, P. We said we want the nostalgia of Ohio players. When they had the little honey flow, where it was exciting opening up a record, you know what I'm saying, and actually seeing the credits and shit. We got away from that. But I just thank God that timing is everything. The timing is impeccable, and people are really getting back to that 70s and 80s and 90s type of push. Not just in California, but across the whole world right now.
Hell yeah, I respect that. I'm gonna pass over some of our sponsors, Tradecraft Farms. Roll some of this up, OG. I want you to put some of that in the air as we splash some of these funky ass tracks. Make sure you pass some to the homie Ted. Make sure you guys get some in your lungs as we
check this out, G.
proceed, OG. Yeah, that's some Tradecraft Farms. That's what, man.
Yeah.
Some really good. They hook us up with a lot of different flavors.
That's what's up.
And,
But one thing I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
we excited because, it's just like I seen the elevation of you. You know what I mean? And for us to come back, you can't put an age limit on this here ism. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. And for us to show, not just talk about it, for us to show that, hey, we pulling up right here or you pulling up right there, and let everybody know, man, this not no internet shit. This is some real shit right here.
Real shit. That's real shit,
Sugarcane,
homie.
baby.
And that's the way it should be, homie. I think that leading by example is always more important. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people talk about what they could do. People speak about what they want to do. People talk about collaborating like albums like this for years, right?
Right.
But one thing about you, OG, is you actually walk it. You actually get out there. I mean, you put me on my toes. I was importantly like, homie, I got the session booked. What's up? You pulling up? Like, we have to work. Like, it's time to go. We ain't got time to waste out here. And you got to respect that. You know what I mean? Outrunning motherfucking youngsters out here. And I think that the fact that we can stand on this and still represent the coast and still have the embracement and the love, just as the 64s and the 63s did. And we from different generations, but keep on stacking into the new generation with the respect. I think it's amazing, and that's something that I see between you guys. Keep on building and keeping this bridge for the West Coast alive, homie, and building so you guys could cross over and collect the bag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And represent properly, because it's not only just about the bag, it's about representing this shit thoroughly in the right way, you know what I mean?
We are the culture.
Straight up.
Period. We run this shit.
Hell yeah.
And the good thing about having autonomy, you could agree with me on this one, you know, that's where we were working ourselves to get. We have our own independence and autonomy, and it's time for us to go ahead and control the culture in a way to where, you know, it's good for the next generation just as well as familias, because we out here hustling for a motive. We ain't hustling just to have on a Fifi bag. We hustling because we got family to feed and people to inspire, and the same communities that we tore up, we now building up with that good energy.
Real shit.
You know what? I think that's the difference between, you know, this generation and where we came from. You know what I'm saying? Like I was explaining to this girl the other day, you know, we came up in a generation where we was macking. You know, we had to get on the phone and do our thing. It wasn't a bunch of texting and the internet and, you know, social media and trying to, you know, put a face on and be a false representation of who you are. You know what I'm saying? We came up when we had to jump out on the freeway and nail up, you know, posters and flats, you know, and go out there and get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole, it's almost like an unfair advantage because we understand it from a whole different perspective. So when you transition us over into, you know, the whole streaming part of it and doing it this way, this is nothing for us, you know what I'm saying? Being independent, we always been independent. That's where hip hop came up out of, just being independent, just making a voice for yourself, because nobody else wanted to fuck with you like that.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to go ahead and push the line. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know, and then growing up, you know what I'm saying? You know, where I come from, I mean, you know, being a block boy, that's what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? We had to get out there and make it happen. So that forward thinking is always present in whatever it is that we do. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Hell yeah.
And when you look at, when you listen to Sugarcane, that's what we decided to do. We decided to just take the road less traveled. You know, it's not an album where you listening to it and it sounds like something else. You can tell that this is gonna be a classic for years to come. You know, it's timeless. It's one of them timeless pieces that every time you listen to it, it sounds brand new. You know what I'm saying? And with these two cats on there, Coca and Sugar Free, man, goddamn, this. I mean, you know, it's been few projects, man, that I just like, just, you know, we make them and I just decide to go ahead and, you know, and play them all the way through several different times. This one right here, it just gels with you. It just gets inside of your soul. You know, sugar cane to the brain. We got this saying, sugar cane to the brain. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I'll tell you something. You know, shout out to DJ Quick. You know, DJ Quick is a Quincy Jones. He don't never, you know, if he ain't feeling you, he be like, yeah, whatever. Nah, he pulled us to the side and said, y'all motherfuckers did y'all homework on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we've been having enormous support on this record.
Yeah, man,
Everybody.
crazy support, man.
You might have felt a little left out on that one, huh? I said Quick might have felt a little left out on this one, huh?
No, he was at the record release party supporting like a motherfucker.
Yeah, very supportive.
A lot of players was in there, and that's what it's for.
That's how Quick is. He's a connoisseur of music, you know, so he can appreciate the nostalgia of it. I'll use one of Coco's words, the nostalgia of it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
the
sir.
beauty of it. You
And
know?
it comes from that OG shit. We even had Lazy Bone in here the other day, and Lazy Bone quoted that line from Straight Outta Compton. Was like, they must have thought I was gonna play the punk role just because my equipment got stolen. He spit the whole shit. We spit it together. I was like, that's dope, homie. It's dope how the OGs all show each other love and respect and embrace one another. That's something that I think that the new generations are lacking. You know what I mean? I feel like that we could lead by example, and maybe they could take a past note and watch the way that homies stood together and got millions of dollars together and made history instead of always tearing each other down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Mr. Criminal, you know, and speaking of the metaverse, man, I ain't scared of no motherfucking metaverse and no AI, none of that shit.
Hell
you know, like I said, when you come from where we come from, we find a way to make a ham sandwich out of iron and a
Straight up. Like
you know what I'm saying?
Like in the pinto.
I can't wait till the chick come down the pipeline so I can find out how I'm gonna make my money off of it.
Straight
I don't
up.
give a fuck. I'm gonna get the bread up out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And how they've been presented as far as the metaverse, it's like almost like having a replica of the city. So you'll be able to go in to different clubs and perform inside of there all over the world and be target different demographics and different people. You know what I'm saying? And then advertisement and all that kind of shit. Man, it's just another way to make some bread. So nah, man, let's get the bread. I ain't scared of forward progress. Let's get it. Whatever it is, that's what it is.
Real hustle conversations.
Like a motherfucker.
Real hustle conversations. Because no matter what, ain't no excuses, homie. When it's time to put food on the table, we're going to get it by any means necessary, like Malcolm X said, right?
Oh, yeah. We ain't going to fight the feeling.
Right? Like
Don't
Too Short said.
fight the feeling.
Hey, so let's bring in one of these songs. I'm itching to hear it. I want the people to hear it. Let's celebrate together. Let's smoke one. Let's turn up with this shit and make it really official. So what's the first song you want to present off the record? You want to pick the first one, Ted?
Yeah,
First single?
Yeah, let's do the first single, Sugarcane.
Sugarcane. All right.
Let me get that straight, careful.
You know what? Shit. Do we got one right there handy? I know we got one right there. You see that big ass glass one? You can hand that to him. My bad about that.
Man, this is a bomb ass studio, man.
Like a month.
Thank you, homie.
This shit is like the Matrix in this motherfucker, man.
You know it's dope.
Neon light. This shit hard.
Is we recorded a couple albums with the Sugar Free at the old crime lab with
All
the
right,
pool
it's right
table
here.
at my crib.
Right.
So it would be amazing when he pulls up right here to see the growth.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, no, I was kind of thinking about that's what I was gonna bring up. I remember going over and the big fat pit bulls was over.
You
there.
remember that shit, huh?
I was wondering if them pit bulls was gonna be here.
Nah. They in the back. They in the back with the Lolos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
for
we got a couple back there.
Yeah, he
But
got some nice shit back there. Too,
Yeah,
brother.
but yeah, I remember us being up until the sun came up, and not very many people could hang with us. OG.
Oh, yeah.
It was me, you, and Sugar Free, and
Yup.
everybody else hit the snooze button on them. You know what I mean? Because real hustlers, we keep going. We trying to get this goal accomplished. You feel me?
In a real way.
So let's go ahead and introduce it. Track number 1, Sugar Free and Cane. Sugarcane. I'm gonna let the OG introduce this. You go ahead and speak on it, my G.
Well, this is the first single off the project. The video's out too, so continue to run them numbers up. The album's called Sugarcane, and the single is called Sugarcane. This is it right here, Sugarcane.
Here we go. Turn it up. Mr. Criminal on air live. Sugarcane. We celebrating tonight. Turn this motherfucker up. Let's go. Shit is not. Oh, I have the volume now.
Sugar.
We running it back. Mr. Criminal on air live. Sugarcane Project. We celebrating. We smoking. We got Ted and the homie Cocaine in the building tonight. Mr. Criminal on air live. Let's go. Turn it up. West Coast is in the house. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Go bang it.
Bitch gon' give me pain. Fuck what you say. Get this money. Just don't, body don't. Don't make me break my fingernail acting fine now.
while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spin, live like they dream. To y'all that mean is true. Your lack of dedication is an insult to those who believe in you. Cause facts can hurt. If you can count your money, motherfucker, then go back to work. The clever switch. Get up earlier, stay longer, work harder, fail again, and never quit. Sugar talk shit. I only ride with the motherfuckers that I used to walk with. I'm flowing ahead. 5 a.m. is the hour where legends are either waking up or going to bed. So rappers fight up. Imagine getting chased by the police and your fucking sketches.
Yeah, this shit going on.
This for the mind.
You guys killed this shit, my G.
You hug them and say it must be hard for the blind. Sugar free, one man bandit. Respect is for those who deserve it, not for those who demand it. I'm fine wine and I do taste the tingle. I wonder if they make masks for two-faced people. Penny change. Nigga, if I can get your woman to stand up, I can get her to do anything.
This is dope as fuck. Wow. Sugarcane, and that's the introduction of the album, Sugarcane. Yeah. That's the way you hit them upside the head, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people thought that particular single was a sample. It's not a sample. It's interpolation, but all original live instrumentation played by this funky white boy named Cuddy Dre. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out Cuddy Dre.
Yeah, we did our homework on this shit.
Hey, he has that funk living all the way in him, homie.
Oh,
he must have been born on the funk side of the tracks, man.
Hey, in a real way.
Cause that shit is knocking, homie. I gotta give him props. You said Cuddy G?
Cuddy Dre.
Cuddy Dre. Shout out Cuddy Dre, man. That's so tell us the thought process or take us into the recording session. How did that track come about? What was the session like? I want to know what it smelled like. What was smoking? What were we sipping? Let's talk about it.
This is some of the fastest project we did. As long as long awaited. It didn't take us long to really construct it together. And what we wanted to do with this project, we didn't want to get into a bunch of features and name drops, even though there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm kind of responsible of, making motherfuckers do extra features and shit. But we really wanted to go have this 80s type of vibe to the whole project to where when you hear the whispers or the dramatics, you hear them. And the only person that we have on this feature, what makes it special, is Ted. He's on the beginning of it. He's, we macking on the phone. I'm asking him some shit, man. Where's Sugar Free ass at, man? He said, where's he at?
He probably up in the Blade, slapping 216s together.
Yeah, creating this Picasso.
And Picasso together.
We wanted to show, we wanted people to get into Sugar Free and cocaine. And it's cool to go ahead and have features. There's nothing wrong with that. But on this particular project, that's going to be our whole ride through the whole thing, man, is that it's just Sugar Free and cocaine. That's it.
Hell yeah. And what does it mean to you guys to stay independent and be in control of your own project like that?
I think that's one of the beauties of today's time is being independent, for all the artists out there that are trying to get into the game and seeking like some big record company to come in and just facilitate all your needs and wants and all that type of shit. You don't need that now. You know what I'm saying? This is the best time to release music. I think one of the most insignificant things and the most catastrophic things that go on right now is just seeing people record music. It's on their hard drive, but you never hear the music. You see them on Instagram, you see them on social media, they up in the studio, they blowing, they doing their thing, but you never hear the music. Put the music out. Make timeless music. Go ahead and take the step. Don't be scared. Put it out. Don't be scared to be different. Don't try to sound like the next Drake or Ty Dolla $ign or, you know what I'm saying, or even Sugar Free or Cocaine. Do you. That's what we did on this record. We wasn't worried about what everybody else was going through and how we wanted to make it sound like, you know, some of the other shit that's out here. That's what makes this project timeless. That's what's gonna make it, that's what makes your shit to be a classic like this. Sugarcane has its own classic sound. The whole record is just bomb and full of fire. It has like a, you know, a retro type of feel that can like take you back. This is the type of shit that you put inside your Lolo, or you in your ride, and you queuing up before you bend that corner. You know what I'm saying? This is one of them. You know, I remember when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying, we'd be in our ride, and we queue up before we hit the corner, we queue up that, you know what I'm saying, that cutie pie. Yeah, this one of them, because it has that feel to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, independence is, man, this is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? It just forcing us, not forcing us, but it's enabling us. I'm not even gonna say force. I'm saying it's enabling us to do what we really want to do, to be as creative as you want to with your marketing, with your promoting. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about, you know, how you're gonna release your music. You know what I'm saying? When I release music, there's a different type of way that you do it now. You know, you're not subjected to what the record companies are telling you when to do it. You know, because there's a certain type of feel that you have to have. When I release the music, I look at it like it being a big, giant slingshot, and I'm pulling it back, pulling it back, pulling it back. I'm trying to draw as much attention to the project as possible. I'm trying. One of the biggest things that, you know, majors talk about, Universal I'm talking about, is what are the streets talking about. If you don't have the streets talking about it, if you don't got your backyard talking about it, especially like where you growing up and where you at, then your project ain't hitting. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the rest of it. Get your backyard first. Get everybody interested. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that Master P and Easy and all of them used to do that was like some bomb ass shit, they would take their whole camp and go to a whole nother city, get a house, rent a house, lease a house, and just stay there for months and months and get attached to the moms and pops. When we have moms and pops record stores and all that kind of shit, they would get attached to all the people and really connect with the people and saturate the market like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and hit the road and then go to another city and do the same thing and repeat the process. There's many different ways to skin a cat when it comes to this shit. The independent route is what's happening right now. This is where it's at, man. This is where you want to be. You no longer have to worry about the whole distribution thing. You don't have to worry about the fucking radio stations playing your shit. We used to spend so much money on radio, man. I look back at some of them cashier checks that we used to get radio and kissing their ass to give them to play our shit and hopes that it would fucking take off in the traffic mix. Now you don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. With the push of a button, your shit is all over the world. You're doing it right. It's all over the world.
All you got to do is just had the right bread for them marketing dollars. That's it.
It's
like once you build up your brand for a certain amount of years, because everything is about a build-up process. You know, some people want to pay light bills. We have this thing where we position ourselves to buy the light company. That's the difference. It takes vision, optimism to do that, and it takes patience. You know, a lot of people are willing to do this and that because they're not patient with themselves. And it's like it don't cost you a dime to be patient with yourself and your brand and making sure you come out right, not wrong. And we had plenty of opportunity to, you know, trial and error. Trial and error is very important to you. You know, that's the most important thing. You can ask Albert Einstein. He had to go back to E equal MC. This the shit that worked right here. And now that the independent is really surfacing at the top, corporates are scared. They're doing any and every fucking thing to try to say, oh, let me just get on your... But it's not going to happen that way because, you know, not just in the 70s or 80s, this been going on, and this is just the way it is. You know, people have been reaping the benefits for people that really are pushing the culture, and now we at a point to where it's a paradigm shift. When I look at cats like you, I remember rolling up in Fontana, me and you riding to the studio in the Cadillac, smoking. Might not been chronic, but it was something. But then that's an important part because that was part of your mission statement for your elevation. Now we at a point to where independence is really controlling everything, and they really done fucked up because now our voice is resonating all over the hoods right now. And people are picking up, they'll look at T and be like, man, I'm so sugar-free Coke, or Mr. Criminal, man, I'm so glad y'all pushing that line. You know what I mean? Because that's where it's at, man. When you get to a certain stature and a point, you want to be able to give back. And the most important thing you can give to anybody is wisdom instead of putting a dope sack in their hand.
Real shit.
And that's what we doing with everything we doing. So independently, when we pushing this is a rock house. He's the executive on the Sugarcane, rightfully so. And we just, pushing it out there, man. And it's a trip because you have youngsters, you have OGs or people our era. It's not like, basketball when you break Achilles' heel, it's over with. Music is forever. You can look at people like Santana, George Clinton. They still doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So music is eternal, and especially coming from where we come from, because we're showing everybody that, hey, man, we can rise above the suppression that we were put in to really be successful.
Absolutely. And a lot of people out here got it misconstrued of what it takes to be successful. They think that they see the glitz and the glamour. They see you in the club popping bottles. They see you, in a nice whip. They think that that's how it should be without putting in the work. And then people use being signed to a label or working as an excuse. I think we're in an era where that's not a thing anymore. The only person that you could blame is yourself, homie. You ain't got a label to blame. You ain't got another person to blame. You could claim that victory as yours when you hit the finish line, or you could say, hey, you could look back and say, I could have did more. And it puts more accountability on the artist. And I think that's important, homie. And that's a very, very important thing.
That's crazy that you just brought that up, because that was the next thing that I was getting ready to lead into. What I see a lot of times is a lot of cats don't be wanting to put in the work, though, man. And they be having beautiful ass projects, but they lack the motivation to get it done. When I look at Sugar Free and Cocaine, the work ethics that these cats got, you know what I'm saying? When it's time to go ahead and jump on the plane and push through these airports, that's not no easy shit. When it's time to get in the studio and you got deadlines, and I done seen Sugar Free literally be sick as fuck and have to go on in front of 18,000 people and still deliver that show.
Right.
I done seen Quick do that shit. Be damn near bleeding, literally bleeding, and have to go out there and perform and do that. I done seen Coca be tired as fuck and still have to go out there and deliver that blow to them fans, because that's what them fans are waiting for. People that don't know about what's going on in your life, one of the biggest things I think is the problem is that there's no shortage of people that can shoot a basketball or hit a home run or run a touchdown. What happens is life gets in the way. People let life get in the way. We are all human beings. We are humans being. We are being in this motherfucking world. Don't let life get in your way. We all dealing with bills. We all dealing with babies. We all dealing with child support. We all dealing with all these little circumstances that's going to try to impede our shit. We got to be like hurdling over this shit, like we in the Olympics. Just
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever been in the hood and had to run the police and hit the fences, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, you got to treat it like that, Obi.
That's real shit.
You got to hit some fences, man.
No looking back, homie.
Yeah, you got to hit some fences, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the real.
You got to get in the paint, man.
Yeah, man.
This shit ain't going to come to you.
Hell
like,
no.
when
Get
I
your team.
When I ran into him up there at the car show, it was cracking like a motherfucker, too, in Portland. It's like, that's what it takes, man. You got to consider yourself like Republicans and Democrats. If you run a campaign and sit on your ass, you're going to be number 50 on the list. No, you got to get out there, shake some palms, kiss some babies, let people feel your energy, let it resonate. And that's what we doing. We ain't afraid to get active with it.
No excuses, man. I had literally had 3 hours worth of sleep Coca called me and said, "Man, we got to be at the podcast, man." I said, "Oh shit!"
Hell yeah.
I said, "This is special."
And you guys do it.
And, you know, we got to show up for Mr. Criminal. I mean, you know, what you gonna do? Mr. Criminal calling. You got to come.
That's love.
You know what I'm saying? You got to come. You got to get up. You know what I'm saying? Do your whole OJ. You know what I'm saying?
And that shows the difference between
Respect.
people that really want that motherfucker too, compared to the people that just speak about it. The people that don't, they press play, but they never wanted to come out to the world, right?
That's it. That's
It's
it.
the motherfuckers that are ready to hit the front line and don't just talk about it. You guys ain't just in the back shining your rifle up all day, telling the sergeant we ready to ride, but staying behind the front scenes. You just no talk. You just in the front like ready to bust. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the difference, homie. There's a lot of soldiers out here that are behind the front line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shining up their fucking rifles all day, but not ready to use them. You know what I'm saying? So to say, I like using analogies. You know what I mean?
Yes,
My brain's a little weird like that. I got ADHD.
Man.
Hey, them are the most creative people, though.
Nah,
you know what I'm
for real.
saying?
Now you doing it right, man, because you
yeah.
got to remember analogies and parables. I mean, that's how Jesus Christ was.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So speaking of this, gang, speaking of scriptures that you guys spit in, homie, let's get to the next track. I want to hear the next track because
All right.
we pressed play on a couple of them. I had to stop you, homie. I said, okay, this shit's knocking too hard. I want to have a true surprise of this next few tracks. So I want to hear what's the next track, which one we press play.
I think "Bitch in the Trunk." That's the
Bitch in
second
the trunk.
visuals.
Yep, bitch in the trunk.
Let's go.
And that's a cold finger banger right there. Yeah.
That's by Fingers, huh?
No, not by Fingers. That was produced by this kid named Mo Fock
Oh, okay.
from France.
Okay.
He do a lot of stuff with the funk
Now, what you
freaks
think
too.
of what you think about the culture going out to France? Because there's some cold motherfuckers out there that
Man,
play
it's dope motherfuckers all over the world.
right.
They
Shout
really
out to L Fingers.
studied us, homie.
right?
And it's like, Rakim said it best. It ain't where you from, it's where you at. Shit, we could be funkin' in Mars, man. It could be a motherfucker right on Mars is ready to do a track for Mr. Criminal Sugarcane right now.
But you know what's crazy? It wouldn't be no funk if it wasn't for them cats. You want to know why?
Right.
They fucking created and designed all the synthesizers that we use, homie. And that shit was all created in France and Germany and shipped over here.
Yeah.
So them motherfuckers got a little bit of the seed part of it too. So
Right.
it went in a circle back to where it was created. That's in their genes too. That's why I think you get such authenticity and organic, like true funk when you hear that shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound watered down or plastic. It sounds authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this next track, Put a Bitch in the Trunk, the video is hilarious. It is directed by my boy, Ted. Also, nephew Guap and Tony Montana did the video. And it has that comedy because we don't want people to take us like we hate women and nothing. No, it's a player shit. We ain't too misogynistic or whatever to interject comedy, and that's what makes this special record do what it do, because it's like I used to watch Eddie Murphy's and all that type of shit, and you know, when you listen to Sugarcane, you're gonna love it. Like, even I wasn't supposed to let this out the bag, but I'm gonna let it out the bag. You know, a lot when we do our shows and everything coming up, you know how people come out with stripping poles and shit. Man, we coming out.
Nah. Don't let Nah.
I was about to say something, but let me
Go
just,
ahead.
yeah, okay.
Go
See,
ahead.
I call them like little people. You know what I'm saying? But we coming out with, you know, fly as midget bitches, man. Shaking that shit like,
Okay.
Get it, girl. We want people to enjoy the experience of Sugarcane live. It's a good show. Bam. And that's what you're going to get with the Sugarcane project, man, from the rooter to the tutor, man.
I love it.
Yeah, that's an exclusive on Mr. Criminal right there.
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Only on this show.
We're gonna press play on them right now, homie. This song next is Sugarcane, Bitch in the motherfucking Trunk, homie. Let's turn this shit up on them one time and make it all the way official.
Shout out to Corey Holkin and Watch Homie Quan. They playing the video.
Yes, hell yeah. Watch homie Quan. Turn this shit up though.
Tanya Banks.
Mo fuck, huh?
Relentless.
This shit hard.
And the baddies.
That means you gotta be friends with your menstrual cycle too, huh? For the close of us. Bitch, if a pit bull ran up on us and smelled that shit, he killing both of us. Blast the Mac. Shit, a shoestring. Nigga, I'll throw a bitch in the trunk for less than that. Snatch a square out the socket. I check a bitch that's out of pocket. Yeah, so let me roll on through. Sometime being a bitch is all a bitch got to hold on to. Yeah, sugar ratty. I'm the type of nigga beat your ass, make you call your daddy. Pete don't talk, Pete show up. Yeah, pimp got feelings, but after you call a bitch a few times, the pimp gon' get over. The out loud bitch talking about my baby daddy never even called me a bitch. I said, yeah, bitch, not out loud. Yeah, sugar free, bitch, I'm hooked on my cash. You gon' win, but you gon' win with my foot in your ass, bitch.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
I throw a bitch in the trunk.
Slow your roll. Before I put you in my trunk. Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
I throw a bitch in the trunk.
Slow your roll.
Nigga. Yeah.
I told you that I never fall in love. Where's my coat? You said they hold you must got me fucked up. Don't ever question Pippin, or I'll slap you in your mouth. Say one more thing out of line, I'll put you in my trunk.
Touch it, yeah, she just trying to push me, that's all. I know when she come back that her pussy be wrong. Yeah, throw the gas in. Walked in the house, pussy tender than a motherfucker, homie, but I ain't mad. I'm like, how you don't want none of this dick? You know, the bitch gotta lie. She think about, I'm sick. So I took my hand, grabbed her by the hair, ran my dick in her ass, and said, yeah.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
I throw a bitch in the trunk.
Slow your roll. Before I put you in my trunk. Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
I throw a bitch in the trunk.
Slow your roll.
Nigga. Yeah.
I told you that I never fall in love.
I throw a bitch in the trunk.
You said they told you must got me fucked up. Don't ever miss the tip and pop. I'll slap you in your mouth.
I throw a bitch in the trunk.
One more thing out of line, I'll put you in my trunk.
Bitch. I throw a bitch in the trunk. I throw a bitch in the trunk. Maybe. I heard it.
Slow your roll.
Trunk.
Slow your roll. Before I put you in my trunk. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
At least I still got my mermaid.
Wow. That motherfucker knocking. Bitch in the trunk.
State Farm is there.
Hey, they walked back to the car for that master motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, man, shout out to whoever made these headphones, man.
Like a motherfucker. This shit
was right.
crispy. The microphone crispy than a
Yeah,
motherfucker.
this was right.
Yeah, they
man.
say we did all right over here.
Yeah,
But
man.
that particular song, nephew, you
Man,
see
that
the,
shit
you see the video. It got
authentic.
Corey Holcomb in
Lots of
there.
Raekwon.
The one, homegirl
Tanya
Tanya.
Banks. Yeah, Tanya Banks.
Solo.
As a killing it.
We had
in there.
Battle Cats show up.
Yeah. Jay Worthy was there. So.
Anchorman.
Nasty.
Yeah.
$250,000 on the track in 2 months just on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's motherfucking, that's combined, you guys got to be at $1 million with Apple, Spotify, and everything just in 2 months, homie. How does that feel to have people all over the world by the millions on one song supporting that quick like that without the radio play, without all that shit? That's love, homie.
That lets you know the people talking. It's
They
their voice.
Hell yeah.
You know, we could do our projects all day, but the real deal, Holyfield, is how the people feel. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
the people are just loving this project, man. I heard a lot of stuff. This project is a low rider anthem album, bro. Straight up.
What's gonna be the first Lolo if you had a chance to hop in right now and bump some Sugarcane? What year would it be and what color, what whip? Come on, let's talk about it.
On that 6 Deuce.
6 Deuce, what color though? Come on.
Cocaine white.
With the Danes with the white knockoff?
Powder
or what
blue
color?
trim.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
63 Chevy, man, root beer brown.
Okay, here we go.
With the rag top.
Damn. Okay. You guys got some knockers out there. So we riding. You guys hear that shit, turn that shit up because we got the whole community, the whole lowrider community watching. So we need that. Man, it's a celebration album. You could hear it. You could hear the authentic gelling of you guys coming together. It's amazing to hear that. Was there ever a time when you thought that this project wouldn't come about due to like label constraints, due to the struggles of the game of what artists just go through on a regular? Like, was that ever something that was like, man, we could get together, but just do the label shit? You don't have to go over specifics, but just was that ever an issue between you guys?
Absolutely. It was a lot of politics. People, you'd be surprised, man. People didn't want to see us put this project together because, you know, if you got an inferiority complex shit and you listen to the Sugarcane album and they're your competition, I would be like, shit, I hope this motherfucking shit do not come out. You know what I mean? You had that type of stuff, but, you know, it's still healthy competition, you know. We pride ourselves not to being competitive with anybody because nobody is doing what Sugarcane do. I don't care. When you find your own lane, stick to it, build on it, and have that uniqueness about yourself. Because there's too many people in bumper-to-bumper traffic. No, we got out the bumper-to-bumper traffic, created our own lane, you know. Oh, wow. There it is right there. So that's the uniqueness that makes you last long, you know, as far as your individuality. And hey, man, there was a lot of people didn't want to see things happen. It's as much as we get love from our own backyard or anywhere else, you always gonna have people that don't want to see you do what you do. You know, that's just part of the landscape. And me and Ted always talk about it. It's like, your game is only based on how many haters do you got. So if you only got 3 haters, I suggest you get your hater game up. Mm-hmm. Right now, Sugarcane got over 1 billion. And that's good, because not in a way to where people's like, I hate them. No, it's to the way to where, God damn, I gotta go back to the drawing board here and that Sugarcane shit. So it's healthy for that to happen. It's no different in sports. It's no different in any situation that you're in. And we pride ourselves, man. No one will ever be able to do what Sugar Free and Cocaine do. And we putting that shit down. We putting a stamp on it. And it's not like we got a head up our ass or we think this. No, we're more people's champion, man. It's a trip, Ted, and you can agree with me, brother. You know what I mean? Every time we go around, we keep it humble on the rumble because that's who we are. You know what I mean? We don't. When you look at Sugar Free and Cocaine, you be like, they legends, but they sure don't act all funny style and shit. Nah, man, because the people buy your shit. They spend 86,400 seconds on your shit, and you don't be grateful enough for them to sign an autograph, talk to them extra and shit. Well, you're a goddamn idiot. You know what I mean? And we don't pride ourselves on that, man. We care for the people. We are very grateful. And, you know, we give them what they want. We give them what they missing.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing to us. Yeah, we have peers in the industry. We give them love. But mostly, you know, we sell records to the people, and the industry will follow. When you tapped into the streets and the people, everything else capitulate to that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And if not, then you're reaching. Then you're doing the funny shit.
Thirsty.
Then you're doing the funny shit. Yeah.
Man, let me shut up.
Nah, for sure.
Thirsty.
Let me ask you a question. Having the type of love that you guys do, you've been working. Obviously, Sugar Free comes from a tree. You come from a very elite tree as well. Coming from the Easies, coming from the Snoops, coming from working with everybody, what would you say is, obviously we all know his the way he spits is different, everything like that, is very unique. What would you say work ethic wise? What do you get out of working with Sugar Free? What is something you take away from working with him compared to everybody else that's unique to only Sugar Free?
Well, steel sharp is steel, not a plastic butter knife. He's steel, I'm steel. It's like you need people around you that's gonna bring the best out of you like you bring the best out of them. Plain and simple. That's a recipe of success and elevation. And we inspire each other because at the end of the day, it's inspiration for elevation. We elevate each other. You know, it's been nice, you know, Ted, all of us be on the 3-way and, you know, we'll shoot our idea and I'll be like, God damn, I'm gonna match that. So I roll up my shit, sip on my little hooch, because that's my thing, just a little bit. Just put the tip in a little bit. Then I go back and send him something. I say, Ted, look, I got that, send this to P. He'll send it to P. And then P will turn around and say, God damn, this shit is fucking dope, cocaine. What the fuck I'm gonna do? That's what make the greatest camaraderie is that steel sharpen steel, because we ain't no plastic butter knife. You know what I mean? It's like you need people around you that's gonna push you past the limits. And I push Sugar Free. Ted pushed Sugar Free. And they push me too.
Hell yeah.
That's what make a successful team, because anytime you want to facilitate the dream, you gotta have a sharp ass team. You know what I mean?
That's real shit.
Man.
What would you say? What would you say was the funnest part of making the album?
We was laughing through the whole shit. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, man. Just the, all the punchlines, man, and just the vivid imagination of cocaine and Sugar Free, man. Just just think about that. Like the last title, "Bitch in the Trunk." When you go down the titles of the album, you can't do nothing but laugh, man, because it's just all hilarious shit. Like Coco spoke on, man. We wanted to keep a little bit of humor in it. You know what I'm saying? Still being realistic, but keeping humor in it. "Bitch in the Trunk." Put the tip in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch killer.
Bitch killer. Another whole bites of dust.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, speaking of another whole bites of dust, we got it lined up right here. You want to introduce it?
This right here is the next video and single. Well, we ain't putting out a single. We got to buy the album in order to get it.
That Raven Simone will be directing.
Oh, yeah, Raven Simone. This old Raven. The homegirl, she a gangster.
Yeah.
She will be doing that. We got a video we're doing in Malibu. So, and this is produced by Am Banks. Yeah, Big Z. Another whole bites to dust. Sugarcane.
Try to play me home. I'm in your mind, I'm in your head, I'm on the motherfucking radio. Sugar Free, bitch swinging on my dick saying, "Wait, bitch." They can understand how I run this. I don't steal bitches, so learn from this. I knock a bitch everywhere I go. It ain't about the pussy, bitch, it's about that dough. Now, Sugar Free, the motherfucking mouth fat. Moderna, Pfizer, you get your vaccine shot, bitch. Funky dog here, bitch. It's Sugar Free and Brian J, microphone check, bitch. COVID-19 don't got no name. 500,000 people dead, man, that's insane. Bitch, whatever, respect this beat, cause you ain't getting no motherfucking dick from me. Tattoo, like I trust this bitch. Somebody come and hurry up, bitch, suck this dick. Tattoo, top dollar with the P-Fleet collar. When I get a bitch, I got a bitch, Sugar Rock Waller. Free, nigga, drink your Henny on this. I ain't mad, pay your rent, go and give him some, bitch. Cause you ain't getting nothing from me. Suck a dick to get her raised up. Your bitches like when real P's don't care. Say where your game and I say where your motherfucking head. She go rolling in the motherfucking bro hand. Thought you had a sucker, did you, bitch? Lindsay Lohan. Tattoos gonna push me through. Nigga, his hair wash, French braided, little pussy too. I'm a player, bitch. I thought you knew. She said, who you calling a bitch? I said, bitch, I'm talking to you. Oh, tired ass bitch, kitty cat got a nosebleed. You wanna have a sugar-free baby bitch on me and get you a check and get you some wick and run and tell the DA like a motherfucking snitch? Share it. This is sugar-free motherfucking therapy, bitch.
So you already know that song gets cut for the Chevy. That's eye candy.
Wow. That's refreshing. I'm going to tell you what, Am Banks been motherfucking killing beats for years, homie. Years, right? and to hear the refreshing sound still coming since the 90s all the way to now, banging like that, homie. Man, shout out to homie, man. That's what we need out here, homie. We need to have that type of West Coast authentic sound. I think too many West Coast producers are getting away from our authentic sound. They want to chase a different sound, or they're carbon copies of Draco's and the sound that Shoreline Mafia put out. I don't know how many youngsters have played me this shit in the last 2-3 years, and it just sounds like the same beat 1,000 times. And I mean no disrespect, but I think that we need to dig deeper. And this is where you could see the digging deeper, the records like this, the connecting. So how did a record like that come about? Let's speak about the production. How did the call come? Let's talk about it.
It's the funk, man. Funk not only move, it can remove. Yeah. I don't care what you got. You got all kind of music coming in, but the funk seems to last forever.
It's amazing.
Funk is soul music, and when you hear that song, it's analog the fuck out.
Yeah.
2-inch takes bounce to half-inch. You understand me?
Yeah.
It's one of them isms. It's when you hear Ant Banks and Big Zeke, shout out to Big Zeke on the project, you got to realize all those records you was grooving to with dangerous music and Too Short, that's Ant Banks.
Dangerous music. I remember the song where they're dissing at the end, the outro, they're getting where you fit in. They're giving Banks a lot of props on
and
that
I'm
song.
telling you, like, you know, it is, I tell everybody, ain't no substitution on dope, funky music.
Real shit.
We have, West Coast been known to put the funk down. Back in the days when we used to have this thing called the jukebox, and you know what I mean? You listen to the 80s and you listen to, we got out of our element for a second, because just like an NBA championship teams, you ain't gonna have the Lakers be, you know, championships for the next 15 years. Everybody get their shine.
Yes, sir.
You know, but something that had to do with this West Coast funk is the same reason why Parliament blew up, because George Clinton and Bootsy Collins sat me down and said, we made up this funk from Ohio, you had Detroit, you had all that, but it was the West Coast that gravitated to it. We was doing, and that's straight from the horse's mouth. You can't get no greater than that. George Clinton and Bootsy sat me down and said, it took 18 years for motherfuckers to understand what this funk was. But it ain't where you from, it's where you at. We love the shit out of funk. When you hear the 90s, it was the funk, G-funk, deriving from P-funk, the ism, the player shit. And then it got to the point to where sometimes we can act bigger than our britches and let a lot of things seep through. But then that's all part of the design. You can't knock Atlanta when Outkast said what they said at the Source Awards. You can't knock certain cats. But one thing that is very impressionable when it comes to the West Coast is this real gangster funk, this real substance. Because you look years later, you can go to New York, man, from the gangbang culture and anything, and that's nothing to write on to grandma too, because the same streets we destroyed, we cleaning them up out here on the West Coast. But the influence, I have never seen so much influence in hip hop, more so than it came from the West Coast.
Straight up.
Period.
Straight up.
And I'm happy that it's coming back around, because I see young homeboys, young about those young people out there. It's exceptional when, you know, 13, 14 coming up to you and be like, man, I love Sugar Free, I love Cocaine, or Mr. Criminal. You know what I mean? That's what make it good, because it's mostly tribal. You know what I mean? It's a handing down of the baton. You got Jordan, and then you got Kobe Bryant. But then once the internet came in, we kind of lost that, because it turned weirdos on steroids. You understand what I'm saying? And people are getting back to the authenticity of live instrumentation, substance, all these things that happen to come from the West Coast. Now, I'm a West Coast pioneer, but I was born in South Bronx. But it ain't where you from, it's where you at. I don't care if you was born on Pluto. It's something about the West Coast that the whole world is throwing up the dub on now.
Man, shout out to all the producers on the record, man. Prozac, Braza,
Yeah.
and Banks,
Cuddy Dre,
Dre,
Mofop.
Mofop.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of great producers, and we wanted to go outside the box. We wanted to go back to those essence, and we're working on the next Sugarcane album. We'll have your Battle Cats on there. He actually mixed the last song, the Prozac song, but we wanted to do something different because the inspiration of the West Coast and the funk that comes, that we accepted, have transcended all over the world to where you look at Germany, you look at Denmark, you look at Tanzania, Africa, you look at Japan, you look at Australia. Man, they on that West Coast shit right now. I don't give a fuck nobody talking about. We back
Full
harder
circle.
than ever.
And you hit spots and you just see everybody khaki out again. You see people dressing with the Charlie Browns, with the Ben Davis, the Dickies again. I'm like, wow, this shit's really, really, really coming full circle.
Ain't it a trip? Because
trip.
you pride yourself. I'm a regular motherfucker, but it makes you feel good that you've been going through the hula hoops of life, your struggles, your everything, your good time. To be able to see young kids out there just really inspired by you, man, that's what make it all worthwhile. You dig?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Now, what is it to you guys? And I won't touch on it long, but the Cocaines, the Sugar Frees, you guys been building with the Black and Brown for years. This isn't something new to you. You go all the way back to under the umbrella of Eazy-E, fucking with the Kid Frost, the Brown Size. That's not something that's foreign to you. Sugar Free, same thing. We did the project with High Power. I personally produced it, so I know that the authenticity of the real connection. What is that? How does that reflect still in the music to this day, and the support and the Lolos bumping that all over Southern California? If you could speak on it.
That's very important, man, when it comes to, the culture of the music. Black and Brown is, it's particularly, in California, we've been, unified in that particular type of way for years. It's the sound. It's all of us. It's a collection, of love, and culture and instilled inside the music. So, me and Free always talk about this, man. How, everybody, collectively has, decided to come, full force and just, put aside any type of differences and, or any type of color lines, and we just do this, in a more, solid type of way, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's love and unity. We got to get our Star Trek on. Every time I look at Star Trek, there's many different aliens, and different type of people that are, that are part of that whole situation. It's important that we all, look at each other as human beings, and let the music reflect that.
Absolutely.
I love it because, we back at the Revolutionary War again, Pontcharville, African brothers fighting that war. You know what I'm saying? We were always meant to be together. And you got to think about some of the most suppressed people is brown and black, but the music, it was a beautiful thing because it tied us in together, because at the end of the day, we listen to each other. We share in the same suppression. Everything is, a lot of things when, the people that are pushing the system in line on us, for so many years, gentrification and different other things to where, it created an atmosphere of territorial shit and pain and this. But no one ever anticipated music would be, and hip-hop would be, the advantage that we can use to bring things together. It's like, you gotta look at Eazy-E when he was, rest in peace, Toker and Danger, Brownside. He was doing that at a time when that was a no-no for both sides. But it takes a special breed to be able to see past what we've been through. And hey, you're gonna get a lot of motherfucking pop shots on both sides. But look where we are years later. There's some dope-ass essays out there, some dope brothers and sisters, and let's not leave out the ladies, too. You know what I mean? We're actually showing that we don't have to be put into a system or a box to where we fight each other more so than we embrace each other. And we got to give credit to those pillars that really set the trend. You know what I mean? To be able to elevate us to the point to where we are. It's like, you can call me anytime, or same thing. It's like, I love my SA homies. You know, I got a lot of love for the Rasa. You know what I mean? At a time to when Eazy died, you know, they kept food on the table. It was an exchange. You know what I mean? Being around doing cat songs, Night Owl and Rest in Peace, and just, you know, such as yourself, Criminal. You know, I remember we was rolling through Fontana, man. It was hotter than a motherfucker. But we was in that Cadillac hitting the studio doing what the hell we doing, planting the seeds in the universe, and Pape Zeus used us for this moment on me. So at this point, it's an exception. It is divine. Yeah, I said divine while we doing this. And we ain't gonna stop, man, because we brothers. You know, I love my Chicano brothers. They love us. And yeah, you get a few knuckleheads on both sides, but the amount of positivity, you know, over the knucklehead shit, outweigh that shit so much, homie. And that's why we here, and we're building from that aspect even more, because at the end of the day, all of us got familia, homie. It's about taking care of your family, turning your life around, inspire some of these kids that are in the youth authority and that might be going the wrong way. Say, hey, man, it ain't what you used to do, it's what you can change right now. That's where we at with it, man.
Hell yeah, man. This world would be fucked up, man, if we couldn't borrow from each other's cultures and differences. Man, there's no way I would not want to be able to try some Italian food, or some, you know what I'm saying, or some Brazilian food, or some Mexican food, and you know what I'm saying, the different, you know, ways that we function and how we move. You know, that's important, man, for the growth of the people. You know, as a whole, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is a beautiful time in life right now. As much as fucked up shit going on, got these fucking COVID viruses and all that shit, but look what we doing, man. We pulling up. Look what you did 2 weeks ago. You pulled up. Our pull-up game got to be more important than, you know, your side busters talking that shit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's about being men. Being men first.
Absolutely.
You understand me?
Hell yeah. You want to know what's crazy? I like to say this, and I just said it to someone today, and it was a private conversation. And I said, we all come from tribes, right? Our tribes come from different places, and we're all warriors. That's a known thing. It's in our blood, right? But it's easier to destroy than build. And when we destroy, it's too easy for us. It's been something that we've been doing for years, but building, crossing trade routes, clicking with another tribe, and being able to build and make an empire bigger, that's always been a better goal for everybody, right?
Right.
And I think that's where the leaders step in. And the ones that don't have that vision, they get left in the past and nobody knows who they are.
This is a new earth.
Absolutely.
You're going to get left behind if you're thinking that same thing. Nah, if you're thinking the same way, expecting different results, it won't happen. That's a form of insanity. Institutionalized.
Yes, sir.
We're not on that no more, man. You know, if any crazy shit we're going to use, we crazy enough to go ahead and give each other a dap and say, I'm there for you.
Absolutely.
You there for me.
Yeah.
And anything else is just some bullshit, homie.
Love lasts longer, homie.
In a real way.
Love lasts longer, homie. And I like to smile and say that with positivity because it feels so good from the heart to say it, homie. And to sit here with you as brothers and know that we could function like this and really celebrate an album and talk about music and celebrate life. You see, I think that too many people get caught up in the bullshit. And coming from where we come from in life, it's like you must know the real from the fake by just the way people carry themselves, because the real don't want to be involved with the bullshit. We trying to feed our families. We trying to get away from that. We've already been through too much of that. Right?
Straight up.
So that's why we're celebrating Sugarcane tonight, and nothing else matters, homie. So shout out to you.
Appreciate you.
Let's get back to the next song, homie. I want to talk about it. What's the next song on the album that we could play and celebrate this Sugarcane?
I'm going to let you call that one.
We could put the tip in. A shout out to Trade Craft Farms, man. What they doing, man. This is some wonderful shit.
I ain't even lying, man.
Yeah.
I hit the shit 2 times and to put the motherfucker out, I'm like, oh shit, I got to do this interview. I have to focus.
Yeah, man. Trade Craft. We appreciate the love,
right
OGs. And We gonna smoke another Tradecraft
That
celebrate.
tip in, yeah.
Let's go.
This produced by Chill from Compton's Most Wanted.
Shout out to Chill, baby.
What's up, Chill?
You owe me a visit, homie.
Sugar free.
Consensual. Bitch, you told me I could do this. Now the bitch holler rave. If it don't fit, don't force it. Just relax and let it go. I just wanna put the tip in. Grab the money and I'm headed out the door. Oh, McDonald had a hoe. E-I-E-I-O. Fell in love and lost his dough. E-I-E-I-O. Hickory, hickory, dog. The bitch ran out the block. If the clock strike 1, you don't have my fucks. Forrest Gump, run, bitch, run. Well, all right, y'all, avoid the noise. Back up in your ass like a hemorrhoid. Sugarcane remained the same. Popping these peas and running the game. Oh, dip in. Girl, stop tripping. It was so consensual. Bitch, you told me I could do this. Now the bitch holler rave.
Yeah, bitch, you better get Jeff, son. I see you getting your ass and your titties did, but you need to look up under that mask and get your breath done. Gift the gobbler, knocked her with a pair of binoculars. Don't let these long fingernails fool you, nigga, I'm a squabbler. Look at the pandemic, bitch, with the cheat code. The only way you coming in here, your name gotta be deep throat. So treat your cash. I'm Sugar Free the Pimp, bitch, I 92.3 to bleach your ass. Wicked shit. I bought one of the male enhancement rhinos. 2 hours later, I was like, who the is this? Sugar Free, tuck them gracefully. Joe Biden won, we got a vaccine, now get the fuck away from him. Top of the bar, pulling the glass out of the shelves. Look at the way them two legs make an ass out of themselves. You better off at your granny's. Bitch, I'll beat your ass and put you on a corner in your panties.
Dip in.
Bitch.
Girl, stop tripping. It was so consensual. Bitch, you told me I could do this. Now the bitch holler rave.
We just gonna let it ride, let it slide. Yeah. You know, we had to let this shit ride. Back in the old days, we used to hear that beat on the Pioneer speakers. Chill, you a fool for this one. Wow.
Chill, you coming? You need to come drop me something like that, homie. I gotta say it like that. That's some real shit, homie. We don't really fuck with anybody else's beats but Criticals, but we'll invite Chill to the studio and see what we can come up with. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. So Sugarcane. So let's talk about the album cover, homie. I'm seeing some nostalgia here. I'm seeing some old school. I'm seeing some classic record type vibes. Homie, you want to speak on it?
Oh man, we had to take it back, like golf hats and crocus sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those that don't know, a group called Ohio Players. Most of the people on here will understand what I'm saying. For the low rider, you know, Ohio Players was cold with it. They was calling the penguin pussy, calling the shield dick. You understand what I'm saying? And back in the days, we used to buy record covers just off the curiosity. We didn't have to hear no record, but because the album cover was so dope, it was like, God damn. So that's just like inspired from the old school Ohio Players. You know, they had the girl with the honey on there, and we wanted to show something real nice. You know, shout out to Miss Dukes, you know, who took that picture. You know, Ted hired her, and she showed up and did her thing, and we put that out on there. My boy Gato, shout out to Pacoima, he from the Pacoima Projects. He put that together, and it just came out how it's supposed to, man. It's something that when you see the Sugarcane cover and you just heard just poquito of the songs you heard, you understand why everything fit more than the OJ glove. You dig?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they still looking for that motherfucker, right? But you
Yeah.
guys got it cracking right here on
Yeah,
the record.
yeah.
So we ain't got to look for it no more.
Nah.
The raw, the uncut
It
raw.
fit more than the OJ glove.
They said if it don't fit, it quit.
Yes, sir.
But we back, homie. Hey, it's an amazing thing to hear the music. It's an amazing thing to hear the drive. You played me some of the videos behind the scenes, and I was like, wow, you motherfuckers are really, really, really keeping the youth on their toes, homie. You guys made me low key listen to some shit, and I was like, man, we gotta go shoot some videos this week, type shit, right? So that friendly competition is appreciated. You guys came to play ball. You guys came. You guys are in the court. And at this point of the game, you guys could dribble how you wish. You guys could dunk it how you wish. You guys could just clown and have fun, homie. How does it feel to play the game at your pace, the way that you fucking want to play it now?
Well, that's what you work hard for, man.
Yeah.
You go through a bunch of hula hoops and shit, struggles and shit, all kind of shit, and you be like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do this.
Bad coaches.
But if it's in you and not on you, you're going to stay consistent. This shit is embedded in our 23 chromosomes, Jack.
Real shit.
You understand? We couldn't stop it if we wanted to.
It's too far along.
And you know, that is the important of being creative, because me and Ted always chop it up. I'll be like, look, man, as long as you stay consistent and be creative, you realize your creativity will write its own blank check. Just how many commas do you want? You feel me? Creativity is like law of attraction, and when you accompany it with action and consistency, you manifest things into fruition.
Yeah.
And look, we could have gave up on this shit a long time ago. You know, a lot of people say, man, the anticipation of Whoop Wop is coming out, and it never come out.
True.
Well, this is special because this has actually been 25 years. We didn't know if motherfuckers was going to forget about it or not, but we knew we had something special, and we knew whenever the universe allowed us to put it out, it's going to hit home.
Hell yeah.
You know? So, fortunately, we're grateful it's hitting home.
If you could put a face on the music, if you could put a face that's not Sugarcane, that's not sugar-free and cane, what would it be other than this album cover? What would represent this music if you could put it into one photo?
I would say George Clinton.
Yeah, I would say George. George mixed with, you know, Bootsy, Johnny Guitar Watson, Richard Pryor.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I would say that right there.
The foundation for your culture.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And this album is you know, is really hitting home. You know, it's a lot of lowriders banging the shit out of the Sugarcane shit right now.
Man, like a motherfucker. Shout out to the lowriders.
Yeah, shout out to the whole lowrider culture worldwide.
Hell yeah.
And we happy, man, but we got more work to do. We got this saying, we don't never celebrate till we cross the finish line. That's the problem. You know, it's cool to celebrate. It's cool to be happy about that. But when you always see us, we got our game face on, because you never celebrate in the second quarter because you could end up losing the game, baby. And we ain't doing that till we cross the finish line. And even after we get up the finish line, we're going to celebrate 2 more minutes and get back on the next race, because this game is a marathon, not a relay race. You feel me?
Hell yeah. What's the biggest misconception when it comes to your music? What would you say is something that people don't know that they should know if they're not all the way fully tapped in?
There's different strokes with different folks. There's people just in the gospel. There's people just in hip hop. I know Dre had a conversation, and I like what he touched on. Change it up if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Well, we come from an era where we do gangster rap, we do funk, but also we put medicine in the food, because, you know, even on this particular project, you know, Sugar Free give a bit of his testimony of his personal experiences that he had, you know, in relationships and all that shit. So, you know, some people like rock and roll, some people like this, some people like that. But the capacity of love and variety is just endless, man. You know, you can like what you want. And we just happen to be from the West Coast doing what we love to do and putting out to the people and putting this type of energy, because at the end of the day, I was telling you, everything's about energy, vibration, and frequency. You know, people are tapped into this frequency and it's vibrating to the hood and the streets, and they feeling our energy. So a lot of times when people are putting out a project, make sure your energy people can feel, because people go off energy. We all energy, you know what I mean? Whether are you serious about you, and we serious about us. We serious about this ism. We serious about inspiring the next generation to go ahead and learn from us. You know, anything you look at Sugar Free, Ted, or myself, yourself is one word. Consistency stands tall over anything. And as long as you stay consistent and stay on the yellow brick road, you ain't gotta ask for it. It's gonna chase you, homie.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's like a big thing that I think one of the misconceptions along with that is that, you know, sometimes people can think that, you know, because of the content that maybe it's something derogatory towards, you know, women in a sense. But it's not that. It's like Coca spoke of. It's really, when you really listen to what's being said, is really the psychology of relationships and the dynamics, you know, right. The analogies and the metaphors and the anecdotes, you know what I'm saying, that are instilled inside of it. Sometimes it's a little abrasive how it may be delivered, but if you really listen to it, it's the psychology of relationships and the dynamics of it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, at the end of the day, if the shoe fits, it's a slip-on. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Sure, you gotta respect it, homie. If not, you can always change the channel. Like they said, right?
In a real way.
Hey, I want to ask this question to Ted. What's the biggest challenge when it comes to these type of records? When it comes to pushing this type of shit? When people misunderstand the message in the record, what would be a road bump that you hit, or the doors that you have to kick in? Well, what do you find yourself? Is it those type of comments about people misunderstanding the music and the disrespect?
Yeah, because sometimes you run into, you know, words like misogyny, misogynistic, and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, it's the psychology of relationships, and, you know, in trying to curb the appetite for that particular type of hate, sometimes you have to implement like different strategies to show that, you know, it's not like that. Just like how we did the video "Bitch in the Trunk," where we incorporated, you know, comedy inside of it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, inside of the record, you know, there's a lot of different analogies and anecdotes about, you know, it's comedy in there. If you really listen, I mean, you'll be rolling forever. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, it's just about approaching it from a perspective of, you know, trying to deliver it to people in a way that's not so one-sided. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to just beat it around, you know, beat it around the corner where they can like receive it a certain type of way. You know, that's it. You know?
Yeah, we ain't trying to, you know, you can watch a Malcolm X movie. Then you can watch a Training Day movie. You can watch Blood In, Blood Out, and then you can watch, you know what I'm saying, another type of movie. This is an entertainment business. I think where people fell off, they don't know how to differentiate that. They just mix in, oh, you ain't real, blah, 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 blah. Nah, I'm very real, homie. I'm here telling you what it is. This is an entertainment business, and gangbanging really don't have nothing to do with entertainment. You know what I mean? It's cool where you come from, you know, and all that. But at the end of the day, you know, we make a business out of it. So, you know, it's cool that you can mix it up and have, you know, role play some type of things that you do. But then it's also cool to interject the personal things of who you are into the entertainment business. Because at the end of the day, also, it's just not entertaining. It's like, this is a real essence of us, and we're providing entertainment at its finest.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And females know that too. Like when you look out at the crowd, and you know, the demographics that be out there, man, you see, like, you know, at Sugar Free and Cocaine's shows, There's a lot of women out there. They be on the front lines showing their titties and popping it and. Shout out to all the women who be showing their titties.
Showing their titties and pasties.
Good looking out for all that shit, man. We really appreciate you.
Pasty, tasty. Yeah.
I love but shout out to, you know what I'm saying, to all of them that really get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know.
And that's the good thing about this album, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you hear it, you're going to get entertained. You're going to want to have some of them ism. You want to go knock you one down. You're going to put your pistol in the car for 2 seconds and go out there and shoot sharp the surgical tools, boot it and shoot it and never toot it, and talk some of this here ism, you understand? Man, we blessing you with this game. And you know what I'm saying? It's innocent, not honest, and that's the experience that we share with each other, you know what I mean? It's easy to kill 1,000 motherfuckers on one 16 verse, but it's so much better when you can mix it up and be sharp and talk about, hey, man, player shit, you know what I mean? I think we need to mix it up with a lot more player shit because it needs to be a balance. It don't need to be too much of this. It don't need to be too much of that. And that's what we bring in, that nostalgia back to the game, that real player shit. Like, it's smooth. Ain't nothing wrong to be smooth, but you're a gangster at the same time. Hey, put the pistol in the car for a second. Go knock you a bitch for a second. Go get you some cognac, relax, and then sharing some certain experiences that you have with knocking a girl or, you know, whatever it is. And that's what we provide to the table. Like, hey, man, put it on the platter where it matter, put it on the wood where it's all good, man. We getting you in that mood, and that's what Sugarcane represent, that real-ism. It's sharp, baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit, I think that they got enough game for a century, homie. Just listen to the 4 tracks that you guys spit. Hearing the interview, I think that it's game that people can't pay for, that if they just pay close attention, they could take some shit to a different level if they apply themselves. Because that's what you guys are spitting, homie. Good time. And how to get it, homie, out the mud. So I salute you guys for that. I salute you guys for standing on what you believe in. I salute you guys for representing a city that you guys had to stand on the map and raise your flag, homie. It wasn't just a cosign, and it was just a thing. You guys made that shit, and as unique as it was, it stood out even more like that, homie. So the P actually got more love like that because everyone wants to know what is this city Pomona? What is this that's breeding such unique artists out this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think it's a unique thing. I think it's amazing that you guys didn't use any type of excuse to keep on pushing your line. You guys are here. You guys are still leveling it up, raising the bar continuously, and delivering what they need out.
And most importantly, we having fun.
Yep, that's the most important thing.
It's a great time to be alive.
We like kids in the candy store. Some of my shit, I did the great shit, but I'm back on my Just For Men. I'm feeling like 25, and I'm in my 50s having fun.
That's G.
Fuck what anybody talking about.
Congrats, homie. That's
For
love.
sure.
Hell yeah. You guys got anything else you want to highlight about the album before we close it up?
Go out there and cop that, man, and do yourself a favor, man. Sugarcane to the brain, man. Shout out to Tony Lane, you know what I'm saying, Ramsey, you know, all the Laneway crew, Sugar Free, Cocaine, Teddy Ball Game Theus, Rock House Media, Buddy Boy Entertainment, Buzz Clinic. Boom.
Yeah, you can go get the Sugarcane CDs at www.sugarcaneofficial.com.
Just like
That's
that.
www.sugarcaneofficial.com. It's very simple. We got the hard copies and the vinyl coming soon, but everybody rocking them CDs because we can sign an autograph on a CD, not a digital. Hello.
Beautiful. Hell yeah, homie. Well, you guys heard it from the OG. And the OG in the business game, from the music to the business, you guys got schooled. You guys got enough game for a century, and I mean it. Yeah, is there anything else you want to cover real quick before we get up out of here, Critical? Nah?
And I want to give a shout out, a great shout out to the crime family.
Yeah.
Thank you. Gracias. We appreciate you having us on. This is the first time we did this, and you always kept it solid, not salad, man. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Salute. Number love.
You already know how we do it. The love goes right back to you. Before we get up out of here, I appreciate everybody's point of view and their beliefs, but I got to definitely keep it real with myself and give it up to God.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Father God, I come to you tonight to thank you again for another successful week, another successful episode. My brother Cocaine pulling up, my brother Ted pulling up and giving their testimony of how this Sugarcane project came together, we appreciate the anointing, we appreciate the blessings and the guidance of you allowing us to still touch our people and give the inspiration that you want us to give, Lord. And we ask you that you just bless every single person that tapped in tonight. Bless our brothers here. Bless Critical. Bless the whole fam. In God's name, amen.
Amen.
That's how we do it, man.
Amen.
Hey, much love and respect, homie. That's how we do it. And next time I ask you what's going on, Critical, don't look at me with them boy guys. I saw some cartoon
I
eyes.
even got earphones, man.
Nah, I did him dirty. He wasn't on the shit tonight. I caught him with his head down, but it's all love. Hey, much love and respect from everybody from your homeboy, Mr. Criminal, on air live. Sugarcane motherfucking project is out on all Apple, Spotify, and sugarcaneofficial.com. So make sure you guys tap in. And I'm going to go ahead and bang this all the way home, homie. Is that cool?
That's what I was thinking.
That's cool.
Yeah, is that cool? Can I get an autograph? Yeah, we need to put this motherfucker in the studio and
Send it
and
to
claim
him.
that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Much love and respect, homie. We up out of here. West.